Sadashiva Samarambam Sankacharya Madhyam Asmaracharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Pranavanandam. O Lord Shiva, you existed in the beginning without a name and a form. In that creative consciousness, from you the universe came. You took that form to sustain your universe. You've come again as Adi Shankaracharya, that spiritual master who would have reorganized Hinduism in this highest form, monastic Hinduism. And you've come again as spiritual masters constantly, incarnations. You come as Krishna, Lord Krishna, and you came as so many other greats. But for us, the BHARAT SEVASHRAM, you came as Swami Parameshananda ji. Your power as Swami Parameshananda ji is as powerful as yours, O Lord Shiva. We adore you this morning. He Prabhu Anandadata Jnana humko dijiye Jnana humko dijiye Prabhu Jnana humko dijiye He Prabhu Anandadata Jnana humko dijiye शीघ्र सारी दुर्गुणों को दूर हमसे पीजिए शीघ्र सारी दुर्गुणों को दूर हमसे पीजिए लीजिए हमको शरण में हम सदाचारी बने लीजिए हमको शरण में हम सदाचारी बने ब्रह्मचारी धर्म रक्षक वीर व्रतधारी बने ब्रह्मचारी धर्म रक्षक वीर व्रतधारी बने हे प्रभु आनंददाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए प्रेम से हम गुरुजनों की नित्य ही सेवा करें सत्य बोले झूठ त्यागे मेल आपस में करें सत्य बोले झूठ त्यागे मेल आपस में करें हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए निंदा किसी की हम किसी से भूल कर भी ना करें दिव्य जीवन हो हमारा तेरा यश गाया करे दिव्य जीवन हो हमारा तेरा यश गाया करे हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए ज्ञान हमको दीजिए what a beautiful song. You know, bhajan songs are prayers, and they are constant reminders for us. In this one, it says, Hey Prabhu Anandadata, give us that bliss so that we could move through our evolution to perfection in a steady manner. Maybe we always be disciplined, live a disciplined life. Brahmachari dharma raksha. But householders, they cannot observe that to the highest extent. But let us be always highly disciplined, moral and ethics. And oh Lord, let me always have love for you, you being the Guru. And all gurus, all authentic gurus, let us always have that love and adoration for them. And let us always speak the truth. And then the last verse, it says, at no point in time, not even our sleep, should we look to criticize or speak ill of anyone, because this is a sign of weakness, of selfishness. And Swami Parameshananda in his book, the Sangha Gita, it's like the Bhagavad Gita, but the Sangha Gita is the Gita of the Sangha, BHARAT, SEVASHRAM, saying from the monk for the monks. And he would have said, I'll read a few of verses, how can the Sangha monks be always in peace and tranquility? The Sangha monk must behave according to the likings of the Sangha Lord in respect of dress, diet, habits and manners. The Sangha monks, the Swamijis of course, shall never cherish any unbecoming ill feeling towards one another and make any adverse remarks against the other. The spiritual life of the Sangha monks, the Swamijis and Brahmacharis, is liable to be totally ruined if they harbor in their minds hatred, malice towards one another. If any Sangha monk harbors hatred and malice against any other brother monk, even through mistake, or if he slanders or criticizes fellow monks bitterly, he shall have to repent and atone heavily for such offense. Malevolence, cruelty, and cruel behavior towards one another are sins, no doubt. But casting aspersions, ill dispositions, and adverse criticisms of others are worse sins. This fact should always be remembered by the Sangha monks. If any Sangha monk, due to pitiable degeneration of his own life, dares to pass any bitter remark or hold adverse discussions against the Sangha and the Sangha Lord, this grave offense of his shall not be pardoned. He shall be held liable to heavy punishment by the Sangha and the Sangha Lord. These are so many good things that the teachings of the Acharya. Devotee, a person who is in spiritual life, he has no time to look at the faults of others, because he understands that in everyone there's the created and the creator. In other words, the lower nature of God, the body, mind, intellect and ego, that's the lower nature, the created, because that has the 5 elements, the body, our body, and the 5 senses, the mind, and the intellect. We pray, give us that jnana humko dijiye, give us that divine knowledge. And so anyone who has that in them, they know that they have the lower nature of God and the higher nature, which is the consciousness. You know what keeps us alive? That's consciousness. That is God. So whatever, if we're looking for God, then He's inside of us. That's why it is always good not to measure your progress based on ordinary people, like political figures, like say in America, the president or the vice president. We can't measure progress or standards by them, or even sports figures or movie stars, because they are just the glamour and glitter of life. But we should measure our progress by what the incarnations came, like the Swami Parameshananda, or the Christ of the Buddha. This is our measuring rod, because when we do that, we become God-like. When we measure some Bharat SEVASHRAM, some Swamijis, they're so powerful. Oh my God, like, you know, I could call a few names, some senior ones that I work with, that Swami Buddhanand, Swami Nirmalanandaji, Swami Gyanatmanandaji. And these are monks that when you can only emulate their greatness, and that's how you measure your standards, because the instructions they give, you always find out, they elevate you, they make you happy. Being in their presence is so powerful. Some junior monks, I worked with Sanjay Maharaj in Nepal, a holy person, active in the ashram activities. I work with other monks. You know, Shesha Maharaj he just got Gairat Brahmachari, and he's in Assam, and he's taking care of 900 students, 3 schools. That is the person that you watch and you say, and you want to nurture them and help them. And yes, I'm helping them. I work with Sanjay Maharaj, I work with Shesha Maharaj, and the progress, just being there, the Guru gives you the inspiration and gives the progress. And then even householders in our ashram in Nepal, Sir Yadav, a householder, but he is totally dedicated to the ashram. He would say many times, Swamiji, the ashram is my life. He collects the money, he does the administration. There's a sitting monk there, but the monk is, not so feeling well. Even Sir Yadav has to take care of him. And he's taking care of the students, and he knows each one of them and the teachers and the best of treatment. So we measure our standards by these people. Householders are so powerful, like Sir Yadav. And so this morning, this is my message to you, is that I read from the Sangha Gita. As a Swamiji, one time I was about to give a lecture in Banaras for Durga Puja. So one elderly Swamiji, very educated, he was, American Swamiji is going to talk. And he was like, get me disturbed just about 1 minute before. And then I settled myself down and I prayed to Guruji, and I said, Swami Parameshananda, give me the strength. And it was a powerful delivery. So I told Swami Buddhanand, and he says, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Meaning he's not wrongdoing by the Swamiji. So fixing it meaning when we went to Puri Ashram, he put me to stay in the same room with the Swamiji. What can I do? Where's the hatred? Where's the possibility for a kind of a hatred or bad thinking about the Swamiji? Afterwards, he come, Parameshananda, you'll massage my foot, no? So, this is the kind of teachings you get with the activities of BHARAT SEVASHRAM. The memories and the opportunity to serve. This is what purifies a monk. To give lectures alone or be in an ashram and not to serve the people. Going to the worst places and flooding and cyclone and leprosy work and tribal welfare and building hospitals. When you go through this kind of thing and adverse conditions, preaching missions, and collections and all of these things, United Nations all over the world. These activities is what purifies someone. I find it very difficult if I didn't have the opportunity to do this activities of Bharat Seva, to serve in the lowest and highest capacity. I would not have been this way I am today. The love for Swami Parameshanandaji. That's all I pray. Guide me, and we should all pray like this, that, oh Lord, whoever you pray to, just say to that Lord, or that God or Goddess, I want to be just like you. Expand my possibility. I know I have it all inside of me. Just unleash that possibility and divine power in me, so I could have that liberation in this lifetime. I could be just like you. With that being said, let us all do some introspection as I chant this invocation. Usually before the arati, we'll do the arati. So take this opportunity. Don't measure yourself by just human beings. Measure your progress. Set your standards by what the incarnations taught us. Har Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho, Har Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho, Om Har Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho, Har Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho, Om Har Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho, Har Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho, Om Har Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho, Har Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho, Har Guru Shankar Shiva Shambho. Join with me as we bring the holy waters from all the rivers and the oceans. Om Gange Chayamane Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jale Asmin Snanidhim Kuru. Om Kurukshetra Gaya Ganga Prabhasa Pushkarani Cha Tirtanya Punyani Kale Bhavantoha. We make this place the highest of pilgrimage place, a place most holiest. Let us sip the water 3 times to cleanse our inside. Om Amrito Pasternamasi Swaha, Om Amrita Pidhanamasi Swaha, Om Satyam Yashasrimai Srayatam Swaha, Om Shanno Devi Ravishtaya Apo Bhavanta Pitaye Shanno Ravi Sravantuna, Om Vak Vak, Om Prana Prana, Om Chakshu Chakshu, Om Srotram Srotram, Om Nabhi, Om Hridayam, Om Kantaha, Om Siraha, Om Bahobhyam Yashubalam, Om Karetala Karaprishte, Om Purnamaraha Purnamidam, Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadhaya, Purnamevavashishyate. Hari Om Shanti Shanti Hari Om. Oh Lord, I came from that consciousness. I am that consciousness. I am no different from you. Help me to rediscover that, oh Lord. I ask for that peace and tranquility. Om Dhyana Moolam Guru Murti, Puja Moolam Guru Param, Mantra Moolam Guru Vakyam, Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. This morning I'm going to meditate on you. I'm going to wash your feet and drink that water. I'm going to listen to your teachings, your guidances, through reading the scriptures and through your communication, through meditation and through dreams. Communicate with me through the dreams. Put me in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people, so I can have the divine experience. To that I surrender to you, because you are the only one to give me liberation, salvation. Join me, and with Mansika Puja, just think that you're doing what I am doing, so you get the full benefit of this worship this morning. Let us light the lamp, because light is the one that is going to remove the darkness. Om Lakshmi Karot Kalyanam Arogyam Sukha Sampara Mama Satro Vinashaya Deepa Jyotir Namastate. Om Saraswati, the mother of light, a symbol of light. Om Sahasra Shirisha Purusha Sahasrakshu Sahasrapad साभुविन् सर्वतो श्रित्वा आत्यतिष्ठा दशङ्गुलम् ॐ सर्वतः पाणिपारं तत् सर्वतो अक्षिशिरोमुखम् सर्वतः श्रुतिमल्लोके सर्वमावृत्य तिष्ठति ॐ ज्योतिषामापितज्योति तामसः परमुच्यते ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं ज्ञानगम्यं हृदि सर्वस्याविष्टितम् ॐ गतिर्भर्ता प्रभु साक्षी निवासः शरणं सुरे प्रभवा प्रलयस्थानं निधानं बीजमभयम् ॐ त्वमादिदेवा पुरुषो पुराण त्वमस्य विश्वस्य परं निधानं त्वमभयो स्वस्वतः धर्मगुप्त सनातनस्त्वं पुरुषो मतो मे ॐ पितासि लोकस्य चराचरस्य त्वामस्य पूजस्य गरुर्गर्यं न त्वत्समोऽस्ति अभ्यादिक कुतोऽन्यो लोकत्रये आप्यप्यातिमं प्रभावो ॐ करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा ॐ करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा ॐ करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा ॐ करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा ॐ करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा ॐ करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा 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 ॐ करो जया गुरु करो जया शिवा ॐ Karo Jaya Guru Karo Jaya Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Karo Jaya Shiva Karo Jaya Guru Karo Jaya Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Karo Jaya Shiva Karo Jaya Guru Karo Jaya Shiva Karo Jaya Guru Karo Jaya Shiva Now that we've surrendered our body through the 5 elements, the Agabati meaning representing earth, the light meaning fire, in the shell, water is there, and then our singing and fanning, there's air, and then also we fan, that is the sense of touch. So everything we've surrendered the 5 elements that make up our body and the 5 senses, seeing, hearing, touching and smelling, not the organs, the ability to see, hear and all of that, but when it goes to our mind, when these senses go to our brains, they become the mind. We surrender this mind to you, O Lord, and we learned it from your teachings. By meditating in you, you transmitted this knowledge to us from the scriptures, the books. So we surrender our intellect and we've crushed the ego a long time. So now, with that being said, we're consciousness now. Let us think we're consciousness, we're gods and goddesses. In that manner, let us listen to this prayer of glorification of God. Om Jnanam Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Mantra Satyam Puja Satyam Satyam Deva Niranjana Gurur Vakyam Sara Satyam Satyam Eva Paramam Param Om Akhanda Mandala Karam Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Pitri Matri Surira Bandhu Vidya Tirtani Devata Natulyam Guruna Segram Sparshayet Paramam Param. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Deva Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murti Puja Moolam Guru Param Mantra Moolam Gurur Vakyam Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam Dhyana Murti Dantvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Laksham. Om Ekam Nityam Bhimalam Achalam Sarvara Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva bandhusya sakha tvameva, Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Guru kripahi kevalam, Guru kripahi kevalam. Om Guru kripahi kevalam, Guru kripahi kevalam, Guru kripahi kevalam, Guru kripahi kevalam, Guru kripahi kevalam. Well, let's see Guru Maharaj ki jai. Well, I hope you had a beautiful time this morning. Such a beautiful, I feel the power of the Guruji coming out and transforming from a religious state to a spiritual state, transcending the scriptures and the books and going directly to the Creator, realizing I am the Creator. Moving from the lower level of creation to being the Creator. Well, take blessings, and I hope you have a blessed day. Remember the message today. Set your standards by what the gods and goddesses have given us. They came specifically to raise the standard to a God level. Give up being on the lower level and set your standards to ordinary people. Hari Om. Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om.